welcome viewers to Good Morning USA, the only news report in the entire world because we for some reason miraculously have access to such technology in 1852, but anyway, it's currently December 16th, 1852, and today we have a serious issue to discuss: utopian societies. Some have ended and some are still occurring. Are they a success or are they a failure? What is a utopian society? Utopian communities are considered by many to herald a new age in human civilization. They are often led by charismatic leaders with high religious or secular moral ideals. These settlements experimented wildly with different models of government, marriage, labor, and wealth. There have been and are hundreds of such societies throughout the U.S., but many have disappeared without a trace. My goal for today is to get to the bottom of this issue of whether utopian societies should end entirely because they are a failure to our nation, or if they should continue because they are a success. To find out, we took the streets to talk to John Humphrey Noyce, founder of the Utopian Community, and Mrs. Peterson, someone against utopian societies completely. We asked them about 4 specific societies that have a lasting impression on the USA for better or for worse. Let's check in with Erica 2 with the first report. Thank you, Erica 1. Today, we're here with John Humphrey Noyce, founder of the Utopian Community. How are you today, John?
I'm superb.
What kind of society do you support?
I'm a firm believer in the Utopian Society. I am very proud of my community, the Oneida Community, because it is one of the very few utopian communities that are still around.
What is the Oneida Community?
The Oneida Community is a utopian society in which I believe can act as the key to happiness, which reduces all selfishness.
What's the goal of your community?
Our goal is to help true Christians act as such, limiting their rights to be the way that God would have wanted. Next question.
How are you limiting their rights?
Well, we want the Christians to have no private property and limit their emotional relationships. This is due to the jealousy and arguments over both spouses and materials. It is our belief that the more we get acquainted with God, the more we shall find it our special duty to be happy.
Do you believe that a majority of your society agrees with you?
Oh, of course. The Putney Association has become a huge part of the society, and we pray together every day. They have assisted in the formation of mutual criticism, where we discuss our concerns with one another, allowing us to be open with everyone.
Just 5 years ago, in 1847, you had been convicted of adultery. Do you think that this will affect how a society is viewed in years to come?
Obviously, it caused, more concern from our surrounding societies, but I feel as if it had helped to only unify our society as a whole, and specifically the Putney Association. After being convicted, I moved our people to Oneida, officially establishing the Oneida Community. This also influenced many people to establish societies in the general areas.
So how do you feel about these other societies?
I feel that all of these utopian societies have good intentions, as long as they can carry them out properly like mine has.
What do you mean by this?
For instance, both the New Harmony and the Brook Farm communities have ended. However, they both have extremely exceptional intentions because the New Harmony allowed its members to pursue the study of sciences and natural philosophy without the encumbrances of modern capitalist life.
What about the Brook Farm community, which has also recently ended?
The Brook Farm had members farm the land together and hold the fruits of their labor in common. The idea was that this would give settlers more time to pursue their own literary and scientific interests, which would benefit the rest of humankind.
So do you think that what led to their downfalls will ultimately lead to your downfall?
No, I don't think that at all. They may have struggled with some money issues, but my society is much stronger than that. Many people believe that we face disputes amongst the society, but I believe that we are united as one whole community. Our unification will help us to not face the same downfall.
Wow, very nice. Utopian societies, they sound great. I wish the best to you and the Oneida community.
Thank you. Go Oneidas!
Now let's talk to the opposing side. Take it away, Erica 3. Thank you, Erica 2. Not all people in this day and age agree with people like John Humphrey Noyce. In fact, today we're here with Miss Peterson, an example of someone that opposes all utopian societies. How are you today, Miss Peterson?
I could be better.
You're familiar with John Humphrey Noyce, correct?
Yes, I do know him, and I'm aware of his beliefs, but I strongly disagree with them.
And why is that?
Well, there are multiple examples of how utopian societies are a failure to our nation.
We'll start with the Oneida community, the one John Humphrey Noyce started himself. How do you feel about that specific community?
Where do I begin? The Oneida community was extremely contradicting.
How so?
They say that they believe in free love, but they also believe that true Christians should not indulge in exclusive emotional relationships that lead to jealousy or quarreling. How is it possible to avoid jealousy when they have multiple wives?
That's pretty contradicting. What else?
Well, they also believe in birth control, where decisions regarding having children were said to be handled by a committee in this utopian society. But this was not only the case because a number of children were born without the sanction of the committee. This society was filled with contradictory ways. In addition, the committee also allows the parents a few years with the baby.
Anything else?
The committee only allows the parents a few years with the baby before the committee takes control of the child. Sounds pretty inhuman and awful to me. In fact, there are many visitors in this community who are saying it is somewhat startling to me to hear Miss So-and-so speak about her baby.
Wow. Strong opinions. How do you feel about other societies?
Again, where do I begin? Oneida is not the only community that is awful and should not continue.
How so? How do you feel about the New Harmony community?
The New Harmony unsurprisingly ended already because of its disputes and poor handling of money. It also struggled with their immense amount of contradiction and confusion, just like the Oneida community is now struggling with.
What about the Brook Farm community?
The Brook Farm also came to an unsurprising downfall after dealing with money troubles and internal squabbling. Even the founding member, Nathaniel Hawthorne, had pretty miserable time there, which he exposes in his book recently, which I don't know if you've read yet.
No, I haven't read it yet, but I should. Anyway, how do you feel about the Shaker community?
This community is unfortunately still in existence, but I have no doubt that it won't last long because they eliminated marriage and sexual relations, which could potentially dwindle its membership and ultimately lead to its extinction.
Wow. Thank you so much for your input, Miss Peterson. I'm very glad to speak to you today and hear your side of the story. Back to you, Erica 1. Overall, we have heard some interesting information from our interviews. We have heard arguments from the supporting side and the opposing side. We now take it to you, America. After hearing from both John Humphrey Noyce and Mrs. Peterson, I'd like to ask you, do you believe that utopian communities are a success, or are they a failure? Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Good Morning USA.
Go. What did you just knock over? Ma. Community. The Oneida community. As the key Katie is the worst. I have no private property. Katie, hold on. My Katie. Oh my Katie. 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 Oh my God. Mom. Collect yourself. Take her out. Goodbye, Katie. We're kicking her out of her own room. Go in the closet.
Okay.
Go in the closet. Katie. I look like a man. Oh my God.
Why are you in the bathroom?
How so?
Katie's a midget.
How so? Wow.
Katie, you're not fooling anyone. We all know you're not that tall. Okay, go. What? But
That's all.
Hi, Mr. Sherman.